Today we're traveling to Shades Green, which is a military resort on Disney World property, to pick up Disney World tickets for a military family that we're sponsoring. And on the way we'll drive through I-4 and talk about a few traveling tips. As many people know, Orlando is the theme park capital of the world, and Florida is a popular vacation spot during vacation time. So if you're preparing a trip down to Central Florida, more specifically driving on the interstate, something to look at and be prepared for is I-4. When we moved here a few years ago, something I wasn't prepared for was my insurance rates to increase. Like most military families, we had insurance through USAA, but they stated that they lose a lot of customers once they move to Florida because they have difficulty competing. When we first moved here, we didn't know anything about I-4. I assumed that traffic was hectic due to driving on the interstate during late evenings after the theme parks would close. But after living here for a little while and doing a little bit of research, I found that I-4 has been like this for a while. So I found some data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. During 2021, I-4 was the most dangerous interstate in the United States with 45 fatal crashes. So this is I-4. It runs from Daytona to Tampa area, where the red pin drop is the Orlando area. And as you drive down I-4, you'll see Universal Studios, SeaWorld, Disney World, and Gatorland. If you fly into MCO, which is the Orlando International Airport, you could take an alternate means of transportation, such as a bus, Uber, a Lyft, to your resort. If you decide on a rental vehicle, I would suggest to pay for the additional car insurance. Now this could run you an additional $30 or so, but if there is an accident, you would just receive another rental vehicle without making an accident report to your insurance company. In other words, your insurance company won't be taking the hit. So a damage waiver will cover the renter by releasing them from the liability for the physical damage to the vehicle in exchange for a fee. And this is subject to the terms of the rental agreement. When we were stationed in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, my family and I would always fly to Florida, and then we would take the available transportation to Disney World. If you're staying on Disney World property, they have a great transportation system in which you really don't need a rental vehicle. Disney has buses running to all the amusement parks and all the resorts, and it's free. And if you're planning a day at Universal while staying on Disney property, I would suggest an Uber or a Lyft. Now, if you're planning on just a Universal trip, I would stay in the resorts that Universal has. Don't forget to ask for military discounts for all the resorts. For anyone who is traveling into Florida and is curious about the gun laws, open carry is not legal in Florida. Concealed carry is legal for residents with a Florida concealed weapons license and for non-residents with a concealed carry weapon permit from a state that Florida honors. You do not need a permit for a concealed carry if you're 21 years or older and not prohibited by law to carry a firearm. Any additional information about gun laws, I would refer you to the floridasenate.gov website, which is the Florida Senate, and you would look under the House Bill 543. There have been moments when visitors have tried to bring weapons onto Disney property or Universal, but the security is pretty top-notch when trying to enter these parks. The major theme parks do a great job with their security and allowing you to feel safe throughout your vacation. Once you're on Disney World property, it's pretty easy to navigate. But remember, Disney World's huge. It's covering nearly 40 square miles. Disney World's about the size of San Francisco or 2 Manhattan Islands. If you've never driven Florida before, it's home to the most miles of toll roads compared to any other state in the US. So some of the options that you can utilize for the toll passes is the SunPass Portable, SunPass Mini, SunPass Pro, Easy Pass, ePass, Leeway, North Carolina Quick Pass, Georgia Peach Pass transponders. These could all be used throughout the roads in Florida. There's a few other transponders out there that can also be used on most toll roads in Florida. Now, if you're an out-of-state driver and you don't have a transponder, you would need to stop at the cash booth where they exist. Let us and others know in the comments below if you're an out-of-state driver that had previously drove through Florida and some of your learning points. Currently, this is what the roads look like between Shades of Green and the Polynesian Resort. There have always been some issues with the traffic at this intersection, so it looks like they're trying to expand it to improve the flow of traffic. So as you can see, the Disney roads to Shades of Green are still under a lot of construction, but it's still a really beautiful resort, and there's plenty of transportation. As you can see, the bus driving by, I believe that was a Mears, and there's still a Disney transportation that'll take you to all the parks. And also, as we're driving by, you can see that walkway is taken away, so you can't walk to the TTC or the Polynesian Resort anymore. We come to Shades Green a lot, not only to buy military discounted tickets, but sometimes just to buy an ice cream. Another place to buy military discounted tickets is at the NEX that's located next to the Orlando airport. And it's also conjoined with a commissary, and it can be the one-stop shop for your commissary, exchange, and your ticketing needs for the Central Florida area. And of course, you could use your military star card for it all. This is the address to the NEX. And of course, any military service member could utilize these resources, and it may be easier to stop by the NEX if you're not even heading towards the Disney area. So after we picked up our military tickets at Shades of Green at the ticketing center, we just decided to go to Magic Kingdom and spend some time over there with the kids. Thanks for watching this video, and to all military service members, past, present, and future, we thank you for your service. Your sacrifices do not go unnoticed.